Canada's community e-talk show with our new series, Youth and Mental Health. Last week, Dr. Sujoy and Anu had a great unplugged conversation to share their knowledge on our episode topic, resources within the community. They discussed the value of being a part of a community and how being connected with other people can actually help someone improve their overall wellness. This week is our last episode of our 10-week series. To wrap things up, we will be discussing the topic of self-care and loving oneself. This is a really valuable component of having a strong and healthy lifestyle, both physically and mentally. Dr. Sujoy is here again to go over this topic with us and share a few pieces of advice with our viewers. I'm going to pass it over to Jatin first in our news corner to give us some updates.
Hello everyone, this is Jatin and welcome to the news this week. You might know that practicing self-care can have a positive impact on your physical and mental health. But did you know your kids can benefit from your self-care too? It should come as no surprise that parents can have a major impact on their kids' emotional and physical well-being. But you might not realize what a positive impact your own self-care practice can have on them. Your self-care can help you be more patient with your kids, help you bond with them better, lower your child's stress, and more. In other news, according to Dr. Terrell Sell, psychotherapist and brain health expert, medical professionals have a naturally high rate of burnout, typically 43 to 46%, with critical care physicians and nurses leading the burnout pack. Dr. Sell notes that many burned out employees are finding unhealthy ways to cope, such as alcohol or drug use, overworking, disconnecting from friends and family, feeling numb, sleep interruptions, loss of appetite, etc. But there are ways one can combat burnout in healthier ways. Moving on, the transition to college brings unprecedented changes for young adults. About 65% of students report facing mental health challenges in college. With the opportunities college brings comes the challenges of added responsibility, academic rigor, and setting new boundaries. Practicing self-compassion and knowing when to ask for help are strategies that strengthen mental health while in college. If you want to read all the tips to managing your mental well-being or want to know more about any of the news in this section, head over to our social media feeds and you'll find links to all of these articles. Now let's head into the unscripted talk segment with Anu and a special guest of the week. Thank you.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Community e-Talk by We Serve Canada. It really blows my mind how quickly the past 10 weeks have flown by, and we are already on our last episode of the series. I wanted to express my gratitude to everyone who has been watching and supporting our e-Talk show. It has been a pleasure to provide a safe space for people to talk, listen, learn about the various topics regarding mental health and well-being. On behalf of We Serve Canada, I hope that you all either learned something new, gained more awareness on mental health, or feel more assured and comfortable to begin reaching out to someone, whether you need assistance yourself or wish to help a friend. Thank you for taking the step forward with us to break the stigma against mental health and making your well-being a priority in your life. This week's episode touches upon a very important topic, which is the act of self-care and loving oneself, whether you're experiencing mental health issues or not. Self-care plays a very vital role in maintaining your mental health and helps support your treatment and recovery if you have a mental health illness. The World Health Organization defines self-care as the ability of individuals, families, communities to promote health, prevent disease, maintain health, and to cope up with illness and disability with or without the support of the health care provider. Essentially, it means that caring for your whole self by taking the time to do things that help you live well and improve your physical health and mental health. Self-care is really a very broad concept which encompasses hygiene, nutrition, lifestyle, environmental factors, socioeconomic factors, self-medication, and so much more. So when it comes to mental health, self-care can actually help you manage your stress, lower your risk of illness, and increase your energy. So even small acts of self-care, as going out for a walk, or drinking your favorite tea, or trying a new face mask in your daily life, it can have a great impact. So we should remember that self-care, it really looks different for each one of us. And therefore, it is extremely important to find out what you need and what you enjoy. Self-care is not a cure for mental illnesses, but it is an understanding what causes or triggers your mild symptoms and what coping techniques work for you to help you manage your mental health. It is not just for those people who are struggling with mental illnesses. Self-care is actually important for each and every one of us. You need to take care of yourself to be able to take care of others. So with that being said, let us invite Dr. Sujoy to the show to continue this conversation about self-care and loving oneself. Welcome, Dr. Sujoy. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Community e-Talk by We Serve Canada. And once again, we have Dr. Sujoy with us. Welcome to the show, Dr. Sujoy. We are going to talk about our last topic of conversation in the 10-part series, and it's called self-care. Throughout this series, we've talked a lot about mental health in our various topics. But this time I really wanted to switch gears a little bit and maybe connect in a different but a very relevant type of health, which is emotional health. So how is emotional health related on day-to-day life and routine of one's daily day-to-day life?
So thank you for having me here. Um, emotional health is basically again connected to mental health. They're not very much different. So you could say that like in physical illnesses you have, or bodily illnesses, you have symptoms like fever and pain and those kinds of things. So in mental illnesses you have disturbed emotions. Of course, you have disturbed sleep and other things as well. But one of the main uh, characteristics, or one of the main symptoms of all mental illnesses, is emotional uh, symptoms: sadness, excessive anger. It could be anything. So emotional health is, again, that means it is connected to mental health. And as far as day-to-day life is concerned, so whatever we experience in our entire day-to-day life, it shapes our emotions, in the sense that it's always good to have a routine and a sort of predictability. So, like if we see what we use in the common language, the word as stress, and when we feel that we are stressed out, that is one of the examples of an emotional disturbance. When we are stressed out, we could be angry, upset, sad, so many things. And stress often comes from change. So if there is a change, even if it's not a bad change, it could be the death of a person, it could be the receiving of a bad news, it could be an
Right.
event in the family. But even with positive things, we have stress. Even with good events, there is a stress. If you get a new job, you're worried about it. So emotional health in day-to-day life would be always better if there could be a systematic routine, if there could be a system, if there could be predictability. Which is why, for example, why COVID has thrown the whole world into a stress, because this has never happened before. Lockdowns and things like that. So day-to-day life emotions are really connected to predictability, routine, and when you see your familiar things and comfortable things around you, whether it's your family, whether it's your job,
Mhm.
whether it's your salary coming on time. So all those things are in day-to-day life. That's what helps in a good emotional health.
Right. But I mean, in this day and age, we are actually living a very fast paced and very high demanding world,
Mhm.
and often we push ourselves much more, and there is burnout and there's other things. Why is it so important to find time for oneself as an individual?
So it's important because it just like in your, if you have your your body. So if you do not care for it, if you do not take your meals on proper times, you don't find time for exercise, you'll find that you're breaking down earlier. So as you said, rightly said, that it has become life has become very fast paced. We may be living longer today, but you see all the illnesses are coming up in earlier ages. Yeah, you have
Mhm.
heart problems, and even or what we call as uh, things like heart attack happening at very younger age.
Right.
And those things are because of stress. Those things are because of the, what you said, the fast paced life, and where things are moving very quickly, and that's why you have all these illnesses coming up at a early age, which you would not expect to, which usually people expect that will happen much later. And that is a side effect of a fast-paced life. We may have our technology with us, we may have our easy communications with us, or we may have any other things, but that takes a lot of toil in our body, and that is why we should find time for physical health. We should take some time for relaxation. We should take some time to ensure we're taking a good right amount of meals, taking good sleep, and get ourselves regularly checked up by our physician. So it's the same thing for mental health. If you do not take a break from work, if you don't find time to do whatever you enjoy, I mean, it doesn't have to be anything particularly productive. You could just like listening to music, and that could calm you down, or talking to a family or
Right.
friend.
Right.
So these are things which you find time for. These are things where you are actually helping yourself. You're not doing a job to earn money. You're just giving yourself some space to relax and calm down, and that improves your emotional health. Otherwise, if you do not find that time for yourself, you'll have what I said earlier on, that you have physical illnesses setting in. Similarly, you will have emotional illnesses setting in. People could go into depression and anxiety related disorders even early in their lives. So that is why it's important to find time for yourself to emotionally recharge and rejuvenate.
Right, 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 right. No, it is so important to find and take time for yourself to do the things that you like, and relax your mind basically.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's extremely important in this day and age. So, but one thing that I find that people, they always tend to focus all their energy into whatever problem they might be facing, and so they're always thinking about that. But how can people actually focus on the positives, which can actually help their mental health? I mean, it's easier said than done, but how can people actually focus on the positives, really?
So they need to sort of find out what is good going, or what are the good things in their lives. And by that, I don't mean just neglecting what is wrong. So there will always be problems, there will always be issues, but they have to find what is it that, again, they have to find some strengths within themselves. So particular people are good at particular things. uh, some people may be good at sports, some people may be good at academic work, some people, I mean, it doesn't have to come into one particular category. Some people may just be good at certain skills. They may be good at communication skills, they may be good at managerial skills, and these are general things. I mean, this is not that, yeah, whether you work in the field of medicine, or in the field of technology, or in the field of media, commerce, whatever, there's certain things you need good skills to communicate with people, you need good skills to manage things. So a person must find out what he or she is good at, and this is something which people work out as they're going through their school years, their college
Right,
years.
right,
They're always discovering themselves. People never knew something, unless somebody pushes them and asks them to sing a song on a stage, and then they find out, "Hey, I can actually sing very well, or I can actually draw very well." So whatever positive things you have, it's from within you. Every person will have something or the other, and it's if they have discovered that, then it's best, then they can focus on it. Now, for the positive, there are certain other positive things, like
You could focus on the fact that you have a good family. You can focus on the fact that you're healthy. There are people who do not do not have families, who've suffered tragedies. There are so many populations across the world who've suffered war, droughts,
Right.
and so many things. So people could focus even on focus on that. If you've not faced war, being a refugee, being removed from your land, those kinds of things, it looks very far. Sometimes it looks very far away for a person who's living comfortably in his home, but then he can focus on that I have not faced these things. I have not faced these things. I have these advantages in my life, and I have some talents. And that is what means by focusing on the positive doesn't mean that you have to really focus on how much money you have or how big a house you
Right.
have. It's about how safe you have been, and what tragedies you have not faced, and what talents you have, which actually is not dependent on money. Your talents will always be there with you.
No, actually, that's so true. That's what I was thinking. That if people can focus on the and be optimistic and focus, like you said, on the positives in the sense, like that, how many people in this world are worse than you and you are better off. That also is a big positive, and everything that we are dealing with in this day and age with the COVID. And there are so many people in the other parts of the world who have literally got nothing. And if we focus on those positives, it's really valuable and really helps us improve our mental health. So it is really important to take care of ourselves, and we have to obviously make it the top priority in our lives. But what can you maybe suggest some of the good self care activities that people can actually do during the home, especially now with the COVID and the pandemic that's happened? It's really disrupted everybody's lives in such a weird way that
Mm.
you really need to get that extra strength and that support from the professionals and from other people. That how can you actually take care of yourself during this pandemic, and let's get out of this quickly.
Mhm. So, I mean, it really, again, as I said, it depends on a person, what the person likes to do. So, let's say if this is it's about COVID, and the person, your schedule is disrupted, you cannot go to work, or your company shut down, or you're at home. uh, the best thing to do would be to focus on what you can do from there, as much as possible. If you must enjoy enjoy your work for the sake of not just getting money, but you should enjoy your work for, just do your work for, because you like to do it. Let's
Right,
say that if I would be working in a software company. I don't know about everything how software companies work, but let's say you're not able to go to your company because of the COVID. Then at least if you sit back at home and try to develop your apps, or develop apps, or do the software work from your own computer itself. Or if, let's say, if I was a doctor who's not able to go to his clinic or hospital, I would try to see patients through teleconferencing, or whatever, as much as is ethical, and as much as is possible, because you cannot do everything online. So that would give me a satisfaction that I'm still doing what I'm good at. Again, so it's like, if you do your work, whatever work you can do from home, you should try to do it in a very structured and systematic manner, so that you, again, as I said, you keep into that routine. Things are not unpredictable, you're predictable. You have something to look forward to when you get up in the morning. Otherwise, it would just feel like you're not doing anything. You should keep putting your skills to use, and make use of the opportunity to connect as much as possible. If you're at home and you have family around, spend the time with them. Spend all the time which you could not spend if you had to go to the office or your workplace. You could spend the time with them, look after them. Let's say join into the household work if you usually don't do it. That would give you a separate type of a pleasure. A lot of people learn new things if people who usually do not join in the household work, or do not do household work, but when they're locked into their homes and they sort of they have to help in the household work, they start learning new skills. They start learning how to cook or anything which is involved in a household work. So this could look you could look at it this as an opportunity to learn new things, learn new skills, not necessarily learn it in a way to get a new degree, but to learn it as a life skill. And even outside the home, you should stay connected with other people and come to know about how they are, what's going on, see in the ways that you can help as a person. If I am at home right now, I am giving this talk regarding self help, previous talks regarding stress and all those things. Although I'm a psychiatrist and I may not be able to go to my hospital or go to my clinic, I can talk about my knowledge which I have, so that people can listen to it and it will
Right.
hopefully benefit them. So as much as you can do your work from home, and whatever things that you can accomplish while you're at home, or non-work wise, in from point of view of your family, friends, keeping in touch, you should continue to do it and set a particular routine and keep some time for relaxation as well. So I think if you do that, then you feel the same sense of accomplishment.
No, it's so rightly said, and you have been saying that all throughout our series that how important it is to have a routine. I think that is one thing that if I were to get what is the takeaway from all the 10-part series that we've done, I would say, like, having a routine and spending time with the family and doing the things that we actually enjoy. I think if people were to follow these three things, there is a very less likelihood of running into mental health related issues. But this actually wraps up our last episode in the series of the youth and mental health. And I just can't believe how quickly the 10 weeks flew by. And on behalf of We Serve Canada, we would like to really thank you, Dr. Sujoy, for being a very, very special guest with such huge expertise of knowledge, and your medical professionals, everything that you spoke from. All your knowledge base has been really incredible for all the people, our audience. And, your appearance with us as a special guest has been irreplaceable. So, thank you so much for being part of our series for the viewers at home. And at this time, I would also like to take an opportunity to thank the Youth Council of We Serve Canada, and especially the back end and the technical team, which is headed by Pratham Sharma. So, to all our audience, thank you for your love and support. We Serve Canada is really proud to be a platform which promotes health and wellness, especially during this unprecedented global health crisis. And we will be back next month with Food and Laughter series, which is part of We Serve Canada's Living with Wellness. Until then, stay safe and healthy. Thank you.
And that wraps up the last episode in our series, Youth and Mental Health. On behalf of User Canada, we would like to thank Dr. Sujoy, who was our special guest and medical professional speaker for this series. His appearance on the show is irreplaceable, as he provided his expertise, experience, and advice to our viewers at home. Of course, we would also like to thank everyone watching. Our show would not have been a success without all of your love and support. User Canada is proud to be a platform where promoting health and wellness is our top priority for all youth, seniors, and women. If you would like to see us come back with a new series, please give this video a like and comment below what topic you want to see us cover next time. Share this video with your friends and family, and be sure to follow us on our social media at VServe Canada to stay updated on our future events. Thank you again for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye!